You need to wait until midnight.
For your show.
You got to earn it. You want to see the Punisher and Daredevil? You got to wait until midnight.
Wait.
Doesn't matter what coast you're on. Hi, welcome to 2014.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Positivity Report. I'm Josh Macuga, Mark Ellis, Ken Knapsack, Kem wiping off his hands briskly after his nice egg sandwich. That
Did you
Mark
guys see
brought him.
Wings last night? Scarpacci's hilarious.
Scarpacci.
Getting into things, lol.
What's your favorite underrated sitcom that people don't hail as one of the greats? Because
Mad
I'm
About
going to
You.
set the bar at Martin.
Martin
Martin's
is
great.
absolutely fantastic.
I would
Yes.
take Martin
I
over
loved it.
Wings, but I did enjoy Wings.
No, I would take Martin. I loved Martin.
Yeah.
But I really do love Wings.
Wings
Tim
is-
Daly,
See,
Stephen Weber, Crystal Bernard.
That's where he's going with this. He had a crush on Crystal Bernard, is my guess.
As we
Country
all
singer?
did, I
It
think.
It turns out she was like a very prominent musician.
Yeah.
What? I did not know that.
Still is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
She Hall & Oates opened for her in the early 90s. That's not true. That's not true at all.
I'm just going to go with it.
I just wanted an
I
early
would've gone
shot
to
at
that
Hall &
show.
Oates, my bitter rival.
She's a Wings girl.
Because you know Tim Daly's over there. Romance. Because were they the couple? Wasn't Tim Daly and
They were the
like the on and off?
On and off.
Like your Jerry Elaine kind of
Your
situation,
Sam
but way more
Diane.
romantic. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam Diane.
But
kind
you
of
had
situation.
Lowell,
Lowell.
who was always good for comic relief,
Totally.
and Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah,
Yep.
as Scarpacci.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you had Stephen Weber, obviously, later of the Shining TV remake.
The Macugas. Oh, Michael Kautzer pops in. Macugas love Northern Exposure. That was a good one. Kingsport Cal News Radio, Living Single. I will tell you, the
Living
Macugas
Single's a good
I mean,
call.
News Radio is one of our
news, sports. What was the one?
Don't you dare say Sports Night.
Sports
Night?
Night is incredible. dude.
People just slurp Aaron Sorkin. Like, did you see what he did with sport? Like, it wasn't
pretty
that
good.
good of a show.
It's pretty
It really
good.
wasn't. At the beginning, they had a studio audience, and then they got rid of the studio
Really?
audience
That's a shame.
for the most part. But there was
Yeah.
still, it was so
Yeah.
weird. I remember my brother and I were watching Sports Night, and we didn't really get it. Where it's like, why wouldn't I just watch actual Sports Center because it's on at the same time? It's funnier, and they have real sports news. And
Whoa, whoa,
once
whoa.
an episode. You would hear a studio audience laugh, and then they'd go away. And it's like, why did you people show up?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not even, are they mic'd? It was
Yeah.
just the weirdest show. Not a fan. I'd rather have Real Sports Center.
The one thing about live studio audiences that people don't realize too is that yes, they laugh at certain jokes, but a lot of the laughter is piped over top as well. Like the consistent laughter that you get. The cheering for Kramer when he walked in the door.
La, la, la,
La, la, la,
I don't
la,
wanna
I don't
hear
want to know about it.
Everything Norm says is funny and was laughed at in real time.
100%. Here's the one show Macuga's lived for, which may or may not have been filmed in front of a studio audience. I do not know. Coach.
Yes.
Loved
Oh, yeah,
Coach.
I think studio audience,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it certainly was, and the Ellis family was right there with the Macugas. We loved Coach. We were big Roseanne fans because
weren't allowed to
Roseanne
watch
would
that.
give way to Coach, but it's like
Right.
Roseanne is just the opening act for
Oh,
Craig T.
Dauber.
Nelson.
Dauber in our household, my dad thought Dauber was the funniest person on the planet.
I met
Like, he
Dauber at
lived
the
Dauber.
at the Comedy Store one time.
Did you?
And he was just the nicest Dauber, the
Yeah.
most Dauberish guy.
Totally.
Yeah. Oh, hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Here's a little TV Schmodown question, which I've been promised would come eventually, but I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't even hear. I was trying to think of.
Okay.
I was anticipating the trivia questions.
Do you know what it is?
I just blacked out there for 7 seconds. What you're going to ask is who played Hayden Fox's love interest on Coach, and the answer is going to be another former music star, Shelley Fabre.
AKA Mona from Who's the Boss.
I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, that's.
Mona and Luther got together. Did you say Luther?
I said Hayden Fox.
Oh, and that's Dauber.
It's Hayden Fox. It's crazy.
Catherine
Nelson.
Hellman was.
Oh. My bad. Man, I haven't watched
Did
the
you
show
have
in
to
so
go to
damn long.
bed before
Yes.
your family put
Yeah,
Coach
pretty much.
on?
Until the years when they got to what was the name of the professional team they played for
Oh,
that he coached
damn it.
for?
It was in Florida.
Yeah, it was.
Right. So he
Yeah,
was.
it
It
was.
was the Minnesota State Screaming Eagles.
Yep.
And then it was the Orlando.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
It was the Orlando. It was
Come
some
on.
sort of natural disaster.
It was
the Orlando.
sort of a natural disaster, if you will, but not
the
really.
Orlando Cyclones.
Oh, no. We were looking for the Orlando Breakers. The Orlando Breakers.
Oh,
like
I wouldn't have
waves
gotten that.
breaking.
The
When,
show did take a weird turn.
Yeah.
Once
And
he went to Florida,
every time,
as most lives do.
like draft day, I brought up the Coach episode where they have the number one pick. The Orlando Breakers have the number one pick. And Mona, who becomes Luther's love interest, is the owner of the Orlando Breakers.
Ah,
Right?
okay.
And she sells the number one pick to Jerry Jones for like a bunch of cows and a ranch. It's a great episode. They're
didn't-
fighting the whole time about who to pick number one, and she sells the pick.
That's probably when we stopped watching it. If Jerry Jones
yeah.
popped into a beloved Ellis
No,
Family
no.
sitcom, my dad would not hear of it in the house anymore.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
Correct.
I didn't watch Coach this far.
Ken Googled Mona from...
Catherine Hellman, Mona.
Catherine Hellman.
and she's great as Mona, but
Yeah.
she's just... is she Shelley Fabre? No.
She is not.
No.
Oh, Shelley Fabre. And that was
There's a big star.
big star.
Big star.
Big star.
Big time.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Hey, good to
See
see you.
everybody.
If you want to support the show, you can do Streamlabs. Good Streamlabs.
Come on over.
.com/goodpeoplegpa. You can also super chat, hit that little money button on the YouTube channel. We've got Vicky Barone coming here in a few minutes. She makes these amazing greeting cards. She makes a lot of positive art. She's doing some amazing things. We'll talk to her. And this is from our buddies at Freedom USA, who I had Brian Floriani on the show. All of the net profits, the profits of the Freedom USA goes to helping with adult literacy. You can check them out, freedomusa.com. It's on the back of this card too, and you can go to it, freedomusa.com, and you can purchase these cards. And I purchased a bunch of them because these are now my thank you cards. I'm very passionate about writing people notes, cards, thank you cards. And
Are
those,
you?
yeah, oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, I still sell my mom and dad cards all the time.
I like a good card for a birthday because let's face it, we're all adults. We don't need to give each other gifts, but gift cards, those are always very nice. And you
Totally.
put them inside a nice greeting card like that. My handwriting's so bad. So
Same.
I basically just sign it at this point.
Yeah.
I can't even draw a
I
heart.
think what we should do is you're not here next Friday, so Friday after, because next Friday you're in.
Las Vegas,
Boom!
Nevada.
Ken
Las
Knapsack will also
Vegas.
be there.
I'll be there next Friday.
Yeah,
Did you
he's
tell
going.
him?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Apparently
Hey,
he was
Ken,
invited.
can't wait to hang out with you.
I know, sorry.
My invite must be somewhere on the cutting room floor.
Don't you dare do
I
this.
know, I
Don't
know,
you
I
dare
know.
do this. I went
is
to
the one
this
you
young
actually-
man's house.
Yeah, Friday night.
Yeah, and can I tell you? Can I do a quick
Yeah.
sidebar?
Sidebar.
You know how he hasn't been a bartender? He hasn't had to be gainfully employed in the bartending community in a long time.
Long time.
I'm thinking
Kid
about
still
getting back
got it.
into it. Yeah.
The kid still got it
Still got
because
it.
he had some Coors Light cans in the fridge, and he knew Uncle Mark was coming over. So he put one in the freezer. I show up,
Love it.
gets it out of the freezer, hands it to me, and simultaneously he's got like a third arm that is in the fridge that's putting another one in the freezer.
Oh, yeah.
All I did
I know.
was I took a sip of the first can, and I kept sipping on it. Then I put it down, and he heard from the
Clink.
empty ding that there was no more liquid in there.
Oh, man.
So I didn't even have to ask. He just goes into the freezer,
what
pulls
friends
out
do.
another one, rinse, repeat, hands it to me like I'm Ben Affleck in the alcoholic basketball coach movie.
Yep.
That's what friends are for.
Keep smiling. Keep Coors lighting.
You see this? These are my wings. Do you see the wind right under it?
That's listen. I'll be the wind beneath your wings anytime, Mark Ellis.
Mark Rowley's the wind beneath all of our wings.
Yeah, he's
Hi,
over there.
Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Mark could. I mean, there's a bar with a
Hey, if you want to
microphone.
go in the bar, you can.
Yeah. He literally looked the opposite direction.
Yeah.
He's like, I can go to the bar or I can walk out of the store and
the one that says the bar on it.
The bar.
With the microphone, so we're not just hearing mumbling off screen. I mean, it's up to you. It's totally fine. Real quick, too, starting Tuesday, we're hoping Tuesday. I got to give a shout out to Mark Riley. We talked to his cousin yesterday on the phone. He's a lawyer, and he gave us some really good advice. And I got to tell you, he's the best lawyer I've ever spoken to in my life. And it was
Wow.
awesome. It was great.
What's
Good
the
advice.
It was for the Kickstarter.
Can we
advice
bring
for
up
the
the legal
Kickstarter.
matter that you had to consult a lawyer about? It was a
So,
little open-ended
well,
there.
I dug
So-
a hole in my yard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And what do you fill it with? Another human body?
Again.
Chuck.
I know.
Macuga.
So he was great. Mark Riley, his cousin, fantastic. The Kickstarter, hopefully, depending on approvals and artwork and everything, will be launched for Futility, the actual game of living,
Bum, 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 bum.
on Tuesday.
Wow, that
This
is exciting.
Tuesday, 45 days of futility is what we're calling it every single day. Tell people, call them, text them, be like, hey, do you like board games? Do you like board games? This game will change your life.
a good
I
opener.
promise you. I promise you. Mark, we've taken this to the whole nother level. You should see the artwork, the cards, the figures, everything. It's going to be awesome.
How am I going to be memorialized as the first great futility champion, as sort of the Bronco Nagurski?
We might put your face on the back of the box.
We could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
The first champion.
You'll
listening.
see the stretch goals
In
and the
lore.
pledges. If you donate a certain amount of money, you will get your likeness drawn on the back of the box because the community helped make futility happen. And just like in life and living, the community helps you get through all of those futile moments.
Hey, look at that.
See that?
So you put all their names on the back. Like maybe I'm thinking like all those people, and then it's like sort of like they're worshiping me.
Yes.
Is that too much?
That's a little, but
No.
you
Yeah.
do have a glow about you. Mark.
As the Honus Wagner, the George Mikan
Correct.
of the game of futility. The first great champion.
Bounce pass.
Hey, kids, learn to bounce pass before you chest pass, because everybody knows the bounce pass is the most effective. That was the John
George
Macuga.
Mikan is just like Will Chamberlain was just a freak athlete, but even before Will, like George Mikan was just super tall, and you would imagine every other player in the NBA is just worn out from climbing the beanstalk to meet George Mikan that they can't play a 48-minute NBA game in Converse sneakers, no less, against him.
No
the-
support.
I watched that Malice in the Palace documentary, and probably the funniest.
Yeah,
it was intense.
It is an intense documentary.
Intense doc.
Good
But
stuff.
The funniest moment is when they show Jermaine O'Neal at his high school graduation.
Oh, yeah.
And he looks like a tree amongst bushes.
Yeah.
It is so funny. He's just like, he's got his cap and gown on, and there's people in front, and he's so tall. It's like my Little League baseball coach. I was good friends with his son all growing up. He played professional football for a while, played for the Jets, played for the old Pittsburgh Maulers.
Really?
Yeah. And when he was in Little League, he was 12 and like 6 foot. So his Little League picture is one of the funniest things I've ever
It's
seen.
like Andy Reid's punt, pass, and kick video.
It's exactly that. It's exactly that. I was like, when was this? He was like, Little League. I was like, you were 12? He was like, I was 5'11" in 6th grade. I was like,
Wow.
Unbelievable, man. The only thing that's like funnier than a Jermaine O'Neal graduating with everybody else a foot shorter than him is the pictures of us and like even like our high school basketball team because we had one kid who was 6'6", and everybody else might have been my height.
right.
And so you look at it and it's like, wow, is that guy 7'4"? No, he's 6'5" and a half.
5.5. Bunch of just short white dudes in the suburbs.
We're all going to Hollywood,
all
where short
going.
people go to look normal.
Oh man, isn't that always disappointing?
It's so true.
Every actor you love is shorter than 4'5".
Except that one time I saw Vince Vaughn, I was like, whoa,
Yeah, Vaughn. Yeah,
He's a tall guy.
he's a tall
Favreau,
guy.
big guy,
Big
but
guy.
I remember we met
The majority.
I met Kid Harington at my second first Comic Con with you at that party, and I was just
Orlando
like,
Bloom.
huh? How could the King of the North be 4'9"?
Yeah, it's like, but your face is so beautiful on
He's
TV.
so gorgeous. Like we look up to you no matter how short you are.
Yeah.
King of the North.
And I fall for it every time,
Every
even though I've been
time.
here 24 years.
Yeah.
You guys see, speaking of short people who look normal, Top Gun 2 delayed again, and I don't know what I'm going to do with my life.
Yeah.
Like,
What are you gonna do with your life?
I had to move some things around on my bank account just to survive until December so I could see the movie when it was originally delayed. It's supposed to come out now, May.
May of 2022.
I can't do it, Tom. I can't do it.
This movie's done.
It's
done.
been done.
Been done.
I
in
know
the
a
can.
person
in
in
the
the
can.
movie.
Yes.
It's been done. They already did ADR. It's all done.
It's 3 years it'll be
Yeah.
that it's been delayed. 3 years.
Is this the plot of Indiana Jones 5?
It is.
He has to go find
Top
the
Gun.
cartridge that contains Top Gun Maverick so we can all watch it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because you know Indiana Jones, or at least the guy playing him, loves him some planes.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be flying any of them, Harry. But,
You know what the best Harrison Ford plane moment is? Is the entire plot.
Has he had good ones?
Yeah, 6 Days, 7 Nights. Come on, Anne H.
I still
Underrated
Go,
rom-com. I'm telling you right now, underrated rom-com. Guarantee you Rotten Tomatoes has it at like 8%.
I still go. The only what's the only? This is not from Mark Rowley because he knows the answer. What is the only Indiana Jones movie where Indy actually flies a plane?
Well, he's flying in Last Crusade with his dad.
There you
11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, hit,
There you go.
and he hits the tail. He's like, Junior.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
He rides in the back of a prop plane in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and in Temple of Doom, there's other pilots.
Yes.
And so
He
when
doesn't
they
know how
find
to
out
fly
that
the
there are
plane.
no pilots, they just empty out with the
Right.
life
The raft.
Yeah.
And then Kingdom of the Crystal Skull didn't really count.
Yeah.
And
I guess he does fly for a second because he's in a refrigerator that explodes in a nuclear.
I'll be honest. I've thought my entire life, I think about it way too often, is how far and how unsafe would it be for me to jump off a cruise ship in a raft and to like land like they did on the snow? You know what I mean? Like,
But the thing you're forgetting, Josh, they're landing on a slope, so it's fine.
oh right,
Yeah.
right.
They're landing.
It's a landing.
It's a nice. It's like when Luke falls in Empire Strikes Back after he gets his hand cut off, and he's falling from an incredible height, but he just slowly curves around. They made that ventilation shaft specifically in case a human trips. There's a lot of workers. There's a lot of Ugnots. We lost a lot of good Ugnots that day. So they're just kind of following around, and then you just come to a nice smooth stop.
Boom.
It's like a luge situation.
Listen, you got to look at it with some positivity. Speaking of positivity,
Hey!
our guest,
That's how you
did
do
you
it.
like that? Vicky Barone is on the show. Vicky, welcome to the Positivity Report.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Great.
I'm good. A really timely conversation. I literally just watched the third Indiana Jones movie with my two sons last night.
Oh, Vicky, what a great mom. That's great mom work right there.
Awesome. Yeah, it was good. It was good mom work. They really enjoyed it. And
Yes.
but the fourth one's, I don't know, from their words, trash. But I haven't watched the fourth one yet.
Yeah,
so
you might be. I'll tell you a personal story here, Vicky. I went to see, because Indiana Jones is my favorite trilogy, unlike these guys, which like a space saga.
But that's my favorite character.
That's your favorite character. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a great character.
Very
Yeah.
much. I went to see Crystal Skull when I first moved to Los Angeles, and I walked out and had to sit down for a little bit because I was hurt. I was hurt.
I just
Oh, no.
I just
No, 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 no. I gotta watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
I
wanna
just
go to-
rewatched it 2 weeks ago. It's not as bad as anyone remembers.
You'll
It's
be
not
fine.
as great as you want it to be, but it's not
I'm
as
gonna go
bad.
in. Really, I'm just gonna go in and hope that it's good and know that it's gonna hit the mark.
Oh, no.
So,
Yeah. You're
Vicky.
a teacher? Part-time.
no.
Great. Okay.
Okay, Vicky, we've got a question for you. We were talking about this before the cameras roll. How
Okay.
difficult were the Everybody Loves Raymond years for you?
You know what happened was that everybody figured out how to pronounce my last name. I wasn't called Barone or Baron, but Barone. So good. Everybody understood. So
Good.
I'll still bring it up. I'm like, yep. Everyone loves Raymond. That's good. Yep.
Yep.
Tell people about what you're doing, because I mean, I have one of your, and I buy them a ton now through Freedom USA because these have become my official thank you cards, greeting cards, whatever. I love them. It's your artwork is just fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Actually, and I need to clear up the T-shirts were done by Alan Peters. He's
Alan
an
Peters.
amazing
Okay.
guy. He did their Freedom logo, and he's
Yeah.
an amazing like brand designer, and does work with really big brands. So,
Sure.
but I did design the stationery for. Yep, it's
Yeah.
an amazing T-shirt.
Thank you.
I did design the stationery that they're selling there,
Yeah.
and I'm a greeting card designer. I design greeting cards, and I've been doing that for 20 years. So
Unbelievable.
really random background. I started as an engineer, and I was in biological systems engineering, and then realized I didn't want to mathematically model groundwater because it was no fun. And then I
Wow.
made some really early on career jumps. I went and worked at Anderson Consulting, was literally in the movie Office Space. And
What?
that didn't no, not literally.
Oh,
I know you guys
cool.
don't know that, but like I was in like the white cubicles,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
grid. It was 18 hours a day.
Oh, I was like, we got to put that
I was
movie
going to
on
say
right
that's
now.
our
Wow.
favorite movie.
Wow.
The
I
three
love
of
that
us
movie.
together.
So,
Yeah.
but I wasn't actually literally in it, but like figuratively, I guess.
Okay.
Right? I was living.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I decided I wanted to do something more creative and purposeful in my life, and I've always been somebody that gave a lot of greeting cards, and I wanted to do something creative. So I took 6 months off and taught myself the Adobe suite of products, and researched how to get artwork published. And I did a number of things kind of in parallel to that. I started my own web design and development company for a while, and did other branding for small, medium-sized businesses. And then one day I realized that I really just wanted to do greeting cards. So I've been licensing my greeting cards. It's a really fun job. And I think it speaks to creating connection in the world and kind of, celebrating little moments and special people in your life. It just kind of brings some more purpose to my work. And you can find my greeting cards, I guess, nationwide, and mass retailers and, independent retailers, wherever recycled paper greetings cards are sold.
Vicky,
Recycled
do
paper greeting
I have to have a special person in my life to send a greeting card?
You can send yourself cards too.
Oh, thank
you
God. Okay.
You can send cards to anybody that you want, right?
Yes.
I was going to ask you, because like when you're a comedian, you think back on like the first couple jokes that you did on stage and you just cringe. You're like, I can't believe that was my act back in the day.
Yeah.
Do you remember your very
vampire
first
stuff.
greeting card? Would it still pass the mustard today? Would it still make the cut?
Absolutely not. No. Well, my style changes. I try and stay like on trend and, conversational, people relate to like conversational things.
Yeah.
So, of course, like, the stuff that you see in the 90s with like, whatever and, psych and, all the stuff, right? Like it's out of the 80s, right?
Yes.
So that like flies now. Like now I have to look it up and ask my kids.
Right.
Do you have an entire early 2000s line of "What's up" cards?
I do. I don't. But yeah, the what's up or like, all that stuff's coming back. So
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm new, I'm young again.
Unbelievable.
Or maybe I don't know. I like to tell my kids I'm hip, but
Yeah.
It all comes full circle, Vicky. I love this. I love sending cards to people. I write thank you cards. I think that the lost art of handwriting cards to people is something that you're keeping alive via your art. Do you tell, like, when you tell people kind of what you do you like stop writing emails? They're not personal. Let's like.
I know but I don't think it's ever going to go away. I mean, I think obviously the trend towards digital, but like, I think the handwritten notes like so much more powerful, and it's a different kind of connection, right?
Sure.
Like the giver has to like physically write it and mail it, and there's a lot more effort involved in kind of doing it. You have to put some planning into it. It's not just like an off the cuff, like, hey, happy birthday, Facebook, everybody else saw what it said.
Right.
The worst is on Facebook when they just write happy birthday and nothing else.
Nothing
It's like,
else.
are you just
With
a
a period.
robot? You just wake up every morning, you look at everybody whose birthday it is, and I got the next hour, I just got to type happy birthday, a very cold, unwelcome happy birthday to people. I've never gotten an e-card that's moved me. Yeah, I don't enjoy the e-cards. You click buttons to open them. I like opening an envelope. I like see. If my mom ever sent me an e-card for my birthday, I'd assume I'm not invited home for Thanksgiving.
No, I don't even open e-cards. You have no idea what you're going to get. So you're like, I don't know if is that a virus? I was trying to be a parent.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you your credit card. I'm not going to do it. So
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, well, that kind of gets at why the kindness card program was started. Like, I told you guys that I was I've been a greeting card designer for 20 years. And then when the pandemic kind of hit full swing last year, my kids were like, Mom, what was it like when you were a kid and this happened? And I was like,
what?
Didn't happen. Like, everybody's in this like weird place. And like, I thought like as an artist and as a mom and, what could I do to be like a good person in the world? Like, how can I bring my skills to kind of support, what humanity and what everybody's kind of dealing with? Like, so many people are just faced with so many like, insurmountable challenges and like horrible things. So, and retail was closed. So, I couldn't really, hey, somebody can go buy one of my cards. So I thought of this program called a kindness card program. And I printed and distributed free sets of cards. And the purpose of them is to hand out to anybody, like give them to teachers or anybody that needs like an uplifting moment, and just remind people that, we're all in this together and we can support each other. And that's pretty much the only way we're all going to be able to get through it. So that's kind of how that program was started.
Good Italian girl. Where are you from, Vicky?
Italian girl. I grew up all over the country. My parents, they worked for the Forest Service. So we lived all these near national parks. So hiking and camping and all the stuff.
Okay,
so
do you have any crazy bear stories? Like, did a bear ever get in the car?
I do. I have 2 crazy bear stories. One crazy bear story was my dad used to cruise timber. No joke. Like he would, walk through the forest and
cruise timber.
That was, no joke. Like, I guess you estimate like as a crop, like how many trees. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, so he was like out in the woods. I think he was out west somewhere, and he had like a clipboard. He's just wandering around, and across like a clearing, he looked over. It was like a movie moment. Like all of a sudden, like there was a bear like on its hind legs, like looking at him, and he was just like, and he started clipping the clipboard, and he like ran one way, and I guess the bear ran the other because I'm still around. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Bear was like, nope.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know what that is.
Clipboard.
Yeah. So
And
a bear's natural enemy is the bear's like, oh God, that guy works for the IRS or
Little
something.
did we know. Yeah. Little did we know. When you started the kindness card program and all that what has been like some highlights for you? Because I feel like what you're doing really is the true meaning of paying it forward.
Besides this show, what has been one of the highlights?
Obvious. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that.
well, I had no idea how it would be received, but this show is definitely, by the way, the highlight. So I want to, clear that up right now.
That's fair.
So within the first week, we receive orders from every state in the United States.
Wow.
So it was overwhelming because I didn't know I didn't know how people would receive it. But, there was obviously a need for somebody to have like a tool to kind of, it was almost an excuse, right? To like, to give somebody, to just lift somebody up, right, during this whole thing. So, that told me that there were a lot of people that really needed kind of that kind of support, just from strangers, random people. And we went on to, we've now given over 250,000 cards out to all
Oh
over.
goodness.
So, so it's really just, to support like frontline workers, to support people that in a way that I couldn't do because I'm not a frontline worker and, and I'm not a first responder, but how can I support those people that are kind of putting themselves out there and doing it? So, and so that's kind of how the program was started. And the first week was, again, a little alarming, a little surprising. Like I had my kids helping me like fulfill orders. So I was like, oh my God, what do we do? I don't know how to do this.
Right. That's great. I love it.
It was great, 'cause they got to see me, and they got to help me, help the world. Like during this time where I think it's really important to help and, focus on positivity.
Oh,
and then when you're, now, and I know, obviously the pandemic's still happening and people still need positivity, but, when somebody hands you something, it's like a physical thing that somebody can hand you, and it takes you out of the moment. Like you might be in your horrible downward spiral, or you never know what people are going through, right?
Yeah.
But like having that moment to pivot and kind of change your whole mindset can mean all the difference in the world, because then you take that mindset with you everywhere else you go, and your positivity can spread to other people. So that's kind of the idea.
That was the point of the show, starting the show and doing this. And I love the Choose Happy. I have the Choose Positivity, obviously, on brand with the program. And
that's like a report card.
See
that?
Done, Mark.
That's why they let me on the show once a week, Vicky.
Once a week, Vicky.
I have to camp out.
I get it.
I see somebody in your background that looks mighty familiar. Now, I may not have ever met this particular dog, but who is the Cooper dog? Is that a legend? Is that a Barone family legend?
He is my legend. Yeah, he was a rescue dog. He was like I used to call him my chief marketing officer, and like he was always with me, like hanging out in my studio, because I have a home studio. So sometimes I'm a little crazy, right? Get a little squirrely, and I got to talk to somebody. So like Cooper's been around for 15 and a half years. So,
yeah.
But I wasn't going to talk about Cooper because it's like he. About 4 weeks ago.
Oh no!
Yeah, we get it.
I know it's artwork. He's like a huge part of my life still, right?
Yeah.
Like he was just a special guy, like any other.
Always
he's like a family.
Yeah.
Don't deserve him.
Well, we are here to honor Cooper and
Always will be.
honor the great work that you and Cooper accomplished together over the last 15 years.
Thank you.
I gotta imagine working from home. It's just great because it's something you enjoy doing, but also how cool is working from home? We all learned how to do it the last year and a half. It's pretty great, right?
I mean, it's pretty great. Like I just have my PJs on, like in a
Same.
t-shirt. No, I don't. But
Same.
Preaching to the choir.
You know, would you?
I've enjoyed it, but then we got this
It's
place.
great. Yeah. I have to tell you, though, it makes me a little crazy sometimes. It took me a little while. Like I was in corporate America, right? And then when I shifted to having my home studio, and I like to have people around me, and I like to talk to people. And like when I'm trying to come up with creative stuff, sometimes I have to like put my head down and figure it out. But then, sometimes I need to run ideas past people, thus Cooper. No.
Yeah.
It's good. It's great. But, I find that I have to go out into the world at least once a day. Otherwise, I feel like a total shut-in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening in the world today at all.
Yeah.
So
I'm the same way. It doesn't have to be anything important. It's like if I just go out and get this iced tea, then I'm like, well, I saw my amount of people for the day.
I lived.
100%. Like I go to Starbucks daily and they're like, hey, Vicky. I feel like I'm like Cheers.
Yes. Yes.
Fine. So,
amazing.
but yeah, it's great. It's great working from home, and I have kids in school, and they were like virtual with me all last year, and so that was like a challenging situation.
How nice is it to send the little tykes out into the world again? You just
I'm like, yes, fine, go,
Get out of here.
I mean, they were excited too. It was a little scary. They didn't know it'd been 18 months since they've been in school. So speaking of educators, like that's interesting you say that, because when you asked about the kindness cards, like one of the biggest outpouring people I've gotten, I was getting on a daily basis emails and letters from people about how, they're using these cards to, help people in their lives, or and a lot of educators are using them to kind of lift each other up and lift their students up, especially last year during virtual learning. This is really challenging for a lot of reasons, right? Like the teachers weren't really ready for it. The kids weren't ready for it. And
districts weren't ready for it.
Nobody was ready for it, right? So and I actually came out with a new teacher set of kindness cards too, like when school started this fall, because it's kind of scary, and they're still having to juggle all these different things, parents and masks, and all the political stuff, all the things. So the teacher set's meant to kind of lift each other up, like in the educational world.
Yeah. As the son of a teacher, teachers, and Brian, who we had on here with Freedom USA and teaching literacy and all that kind of stuff, and the teacher features we've done with people, personally, and I'll leave you with this note, because my second grade teacher, I was his first class he ever taught, right? Mr. McFerrin was his name. So I was the first class right out of college, whatever, first class he ever taught. He sent me a birthday card, a handwritten birthday card, every year until I turned 22 years old and I graduated college.
Wow, look at you.
Sent it to my he reached out to my mom, asked for my college address, sent me a birthday card every year. And I will tell you what, I think my mom has kept all of them. I kept them from college. It meant the world to me. And the fact that teachers are doing it with cards like yours, it means a lot to students. I guarantee it.
That is really an awesome story.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope I can give back to the educational community in some way and support them again through, everything they do and everything they take on. So
that's beautiful. If my high school teacher asked my mom for my college address, it'd probably be not good. They'd probably be tracking me down for some sort of reason. I have one final question because I know we got to go soon. Vicky, I'm 41 years old. Am I too old to expect cash every time I open a greeting card?
I don't know. I still do all the time. In fact, I have a lot of cards that speak to not having cash in them. So I don't know.
You just open it. You're like, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, I know.
Nope.
You look around the couch to see did it fall out?
Like, my mom sent me a card. It's Halloween. I usually get $10.
Exactly. $5 must be in my card. It's got to be here somewhere.
My favorite greeting card I ever got, my grandma on I think it was like my 25th or 26th birthday, around there. She sends me a card, and in it is $10, and all it says is, "Happy birthday, Josh. I love you. Don't take a date to Chipotle." It's all it said in the card.
Okay.
Put that on the front of the card.
That's a knowledge bomb on you. Don't take a date to Chipotle.
And that's
amazing.
my grandma for you.
He never has.
Yeah.
He never has taken a date to Chipotle.
I mean, I've taken
He
people
took me to Chipotle many times, but apparently it wasn't a date, and I was lied to.
Vicky, you're amazing. Thank you so much for taking time with us today. Keep up the fantastic work. Just tell everybody where they can find all of your cards and, promo yourself, your Instagrams, all that kind of stuff, because you're worth the follow.
Thank you for all the work that you guys do too. I think highlighting positivity in the world is so very important. So I love the work that you guys are doing. So thanks for having me on.
Of course.
You can find my kindness cards on vickybarone.com, and the kindness card teacher sets on there. The free sets I'm still giving out are on there. We're going to have a holiday set coming out, and we're going to be doing something really special for specifically healthcare workers for World Kindness Day, but I'm not going to talk that's for later.
Gotcha.
Vicky Barone, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you, Vicky.
Nice.
Nice to meet you.
You got this.
Just
Vicky.
a good human being in the world.
Vicky.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cards now. Some great choices.
See?
You got this.
Yeah.
One day at a time. I need that one a lot. Here's a little sunshine. That's great, man.
See?
It's all happy stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing like you got in the 90s where it's like greeting cards were like, no fear. Second place is the first loser.
Break stuff.
Co-ed naked lacrosse.
You don't wear no fear shirts, idiot. Remember when they came into Dick's? Remember when the Dick's opened in your town and everybody flocked to it?
Well, we had a sports authority, and so
Yeah.
when you had a sports authority in your we had a sports authority in Hampton, Virginia. We didn't have anything in Williamsburg, but now there's a Dick's in Williamsburg, and I go there, but I always walk in and I'm like, the sports authority was better. It was better.
I like
Better
Dick's
access
opened
to
in our
Gatorade
town.
gum.
Sport
It was
chalet.
like destination place.
So
Sports
we
chalet.
didn't get Dick's in the
Take you
West
to a
Coast
limit.
giggity till late 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only Dick's I know is the one by the Chick-fil-A that we went to on the way to Brawley to do our show.
You remember there being a Dick's in that complex?
I know where dicks are.
I just remember the
That
Chick-fil-A
came out.
and the Starbucks.
I'm Dick Tips.
Yeah.
And then that makes sense that Josh was crying in the car for the next 30 minutes because he really wanted to go look at the Under Armour golf section.
He did.
I did.
He did. I remember
Let me
that.
tell you guys something.
white belt because Nick Watney wears one.
I don't have a white belt, Mark. I had a white belt.
Keegan Bradley.
Do
I have
your
a white-
Craig Statler line of polos for the discerning gentleman.
The Craig Statler polo is worth something. Let me tell you. The Craig Statler line. Let me tell you. Walter Hagen makes a great polo.
Come on down to Fuzzy Zellers. Get yourself some good eating.
And vodka. Doesn't he make a vodka?
He should.
Yeah. Kingsport Cal chimes in with Super Chat. Chat is lit. Sometimes I think we tune in just to talk to each other. James Davison is getting married tomorrow. Josh, any advice? Make mail great again.
Jimmy.
Who's Jim Davidson? Should I know James Davidson?
Well, Jim Davis is the creator of Garfield.
That
Is
is
that who he's
correct.
referring
I don't
to?
know. James Davison is getting married tomorrow. Is that his buddy, maybe?
He was in chat saying that earlier.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Probably a fan. Cheer him
James-
up. Give him some advice.
Here, 3 pieces of advice on your wedding that nobody gave me, and everybody gave me the same piece of advice, which is absolute trash. They're
What was your piece of advice?
Everybody says, step away from the ceremony for 2 minutes with your wife and take a moment. Yeah, like that's going to happen. We enjoyed ourselves as much as we could. We got pulled in a million different directions. You know when we took a moment for each other? After the whole ceremony was over, we had a bag of candy and we sat in the bathtub together. That was our moment after the reception was
Pretty
over.
cool.
Okay?
Yeah, I took a moment to myself when I was searching for David Griffin.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's right.
I will tell James Davison this. 1, try and remember as much as you can because it's going to go very, very fast.
About the day? About the
day.
ceremony? Okay.
Like, enjoy every moment. Have a couple drinks with your buddies. Have the laughs. Don't stress out about it. It's very, very fast day.
Okay.
2, destroy the dance floor. Like, own that dance floor. That is your day. Everybody there is there to celebrate you.
It's her day.
It's her. Well, it's their day.
It's more her day.
It is her day, but it's their day, Mark.
A lot more her day.
Sounds like
You're
Mark,
not married. Shut up.
80%, 20%.
Mark
Okay.
needs a greeting card.
78%,
Mark
22%.
needs a greeting card. Third thing is make sure at the end of the reception when they're closing the bar to get 2 drinks. Get 2.
That's
Double fisted.
yeah,
That's it.
both
Tea
for him.
love.
Yeah.
Both for him.
Of course.
I thought you meant one for his wife.
No. You get 2 for you. Get
It's
2 for your
her
wife.
day, James.
2 for you, 2 for the wife. She
You're
wants
lucky
a
to
Cosmo,
be
get
there.
2 because you're gonna have to bring something on a bus or somewhere else, and nobody's gonna stop the bride and groom. You can bring a drink wherever you want. When you're dressed like you're the bride and groom, nobody stops you.
Is that the rule?
True.
You can't get arrested on your wedding
Cops
day.
are like, do you need a ride? Bring your drink.
I'm sure there's a lovely couple in Florida that would beg to differ.
Do they still get married in Florida?
I don't know if it's legal.
Oh, it's just like a legal binding of souls or something. And they use an alligator to bite blood and then they move it together. Wow. See where I went there?
All right, everyone over here, this is the vax section. Everyone over here, this is the section where if you took horse medication, we have some hay for you
Correct.
to graze.
Yeah. I was saying yesterday that the best joke I've heard Carlos Mencia tell was that tweet yesterday.
That was good. It was a good joke.
It's a pretty good
It was
tweet.
a good joke.
It was pretty
It was a
good.
good joke.
I mean, I'm not vouching for Carlos Mencia or his practices, but that was a good joke. Solid joke. Gotta take it.
Solid
Gotta
joke.
take it. Good.
Solid joke. But don't send tweets. Send gift cards.
Send
Exactly.
cards.
Yes.
Send cards. Choose positivity. She's got to choose happy one. Go to VickyBarone.com.
Look at all the room in here. Look at all the room in here. So much more than 280 characters.
I love
Correct.
that.
Yeah. You don't have to use
Blank.
emojis here.
Yeah.
Can make up your own emojis. You got a blank canvas here.
Do you guys
fun.
have bumps on your hand, on your finger from writing too hard? Do you guys have that? Because I have that. on
I
my
always
finger.
just immediately get like that when I write
Yeah.
so hard, I get the like, oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Oh man.
It's when
No.
you see like writers in the old days like would write books with a pen. I'm like, what?
Oh my
No.
God, their handwriting is just
No.
immaculate.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
John Hancock was showing off a little bit,
Yeah,
but
a little
everybody
much.
else. Well, you go look at the Constitution of our great United States. Everybody's signature is just crushing it,
Mm-hmm.
and mine. It's like, were you trying to write an X, sir? What were you doing? Is your name just one long Z?
My
What
brother's
is your name?
my brother's signature is it's a thing of beauty. Mine is legitimately like a drunk J.
Because B is hard to kick off.
Oh,
with.
real
B
tough.
is a tough
Yeah.
letter to
Tough one.
open with. M is M.
like
M
Zorro.
is arguably the easiest letter. I was given the. My dad probably looked at me. He's like, we should probably name him Mark.
Or as we call them in Pittsburgh, upside down W's.
upside down.
Upside down W's in that.
Don't be starting with
What?
M. Them are upside down W's.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No. Why is M and M comes first?
No, everybody knows that. But the
In the alphabet.
The W's a way sexier letter. Everybody
Yeah.
knows that. So you flip it.
Talking about Willie Stodgel.
You come on.
Are you kidding? The candy isn't called upside down WWs.
It
He
might
wasn't.
be.
He wasn't Millie Stodgel.
Look how upset I got with Mark on a thing I just made up. We don't call him that.
It made no sense.
It tracked. The problem was it tracked.
M is right there, smack dab in the middle of the alphabet.
Yeah.
M is arguably.
Don't call him Mario,
one of
okay?
the
You call him
headliners.
upside down
No,
W
Mario came before Wario. This whole show's a sham.
We're out.
We're out, Jerry.
Thank you all for joining. It's going to be a shorter show today. We've got a little company meeting at around 10. So I will.
I felt like I was getting fired.
Yeah, Mark's out. Mark also just comes in. He's, I got a hard out 9:37.
I now that I started arriving to the show on time, because I used to not come on time. It used to be part of my charm. But I come in right about now.
Yeah.
And then ever since I started arriving on time, I've upped my heart out by a minute.
Can I just say your hair these days is looking a lot like a backup quarterback in like 97.
I'll take that. Like,
Right? You got a
like,
lot of like flare back here and on the sides.
are you having an issue as to whether to start me or Rob Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But that hair is what we're talking about.
100%.
Because I could almost pull off a Flutie if I just get more.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
back.
Right.
If I get, because Flutie rocked a semi mullet.
He did.
Yeah,
He did.
He rocked a BC mullet.
Speaking of Flutie, listen, you want to take a deep shot. I'm still campaigning to be the next host of Jeopardy, guys. Nobody has been named yet. Things could happen.
I thought Mayim Bialik was.
No.
She had the primetime shift,
had the
right?
primetime,
Which she
like,
still has, right?
special-
They didn't
which she has,
remove
but-
her. Just people want her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But it's still open, guys. So
Well,
hashtag it, tag
yeah.
at Jeopardy, at SPTV.
Get him to host, and I'll campaign to be the executive producer of the show because they're looking for one of those too.
That's very true. Big Lou's Workshop with the Super Chat. I was a wedding DJ here in Florida. Stole my dream job for a long time. Boy, have I got some stories. Have a great weekend, fellas. Are there shows on Monday? Thank you for bringing that up. Nope, we are dark on Monday for the federal holiday.
Oh, we need to get that guy in the show.
Big Lou? Yeah, I think so.
We need to hear these stories.
And Big Lou's currently in the weight loss challenge. I believe he's lost 24 pounds.
winning.
He's winning.
Wow.
Who do you think is winning
I have
here,
to
Mark?
call him Medium Lou.
Medium Lou?
I think. I don't like anything I'm seeing so far.
Wow, burn.
No, I'm gonna go with Ikaika. I
Wow.
think Ikaika is probably.
You would be wrong.
We did the weigh-in this past Wednesday.
We did.
The way you're selling it, I'm gonna go with Joshua Hercules Macuga.
That's true.
Yeah.
By 6 ounces. I beat
By 6 ounces.
Ikaika lost 10.4 pounds, right? 10.8 pounds.
You did 11.8. I did 11.2.
11.2.
Wow.
Yeah.
And,
And Ken, how many do you think he...
I think Ken is down 2.5.
Mark, like all things in life, he is the exact same to the ounce. 217.8.
To the
I did
ounce.
not, to the ounce.
To the
Wow.
ounce.
Maintained.
The greatest moment in the history of this channel happened on Wednesday night when Ken stepped on the scale at 217.8.
How about Chuckles over here?
He's not in it. He's already svelte.
Oh, he's abstaining.
I'm already at my ideal weight.
You're at your goal weight.
He's got the stomach of a velociraptor. He's in there. Just,
Yeah, yeah. I eat everything and then it just doesn't digest.
I just had a lot of salty snacks, so I figured I'd go to the vending machine and get something sweet to, bounce it out. So I was just going to see if anybody else wanted anything while I was getting a drink.
I'm done.
What
Jurassic
movie's
Park.
that from? Thank you. It's Dennis Nedry.
oh,
Dennis
Yeah.
Nedry.
When he's nervously going to
mean
literally
Wayne Knight?
shut down the whole
Wayne Knight.
park.
a.k.a. Newman.
And he has that.
Yeah, Newman.
You
Let
can
me
hear
just-
it in his voice. He's like,
Has
tell you-
anybody ever done a supercut of Jurassic Park with when we find out it's Dennis Nedry with Seinfeld just saying Newman?
No,
man.
no, but
so great.
the internet could have won with that. Unfortunately,
No,
Rain's in it.
that's using the internet for good.
I will say this: every time it's raining, like it obviously doesn't rain out here, but if it's raining really hard in the window, I'm just like, I think of Jurassic Park immediately when he's driving that Jeep and he's like,
Yeah.
and he hits the thing, he doesn't know where he's going, and then the spitting dinosaur gets him.
That's a great question. If you're in the middle
Spoiler
of a
alert.
thunderstorm, what's the first movie you think of?
That.
Jurassic Park.
Yep.
You go Twister?
I was
No.
going to say Twister.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's Philip Seymour Hoffman yelling, "It's here!"
Yeah.
Come on, or whatever he yells.
The 2019 classic Crawl.
Crawl is
Oh,
pretty
Crawl.
good. She was a college swimmer.
A lot of and she
Her
swam
dad was the
for
coach. Florida.
the Florida Gators, and that's who we're fighting.
Oh yeah.
It's either Gators or Dials. I can't remember which one.
Are we calling crocodiles dials now?
It's never happened before, and I just started it.
Wow, Mark Ellis taking a big swing. That is and that's coming from this idiot who like tries and shortens everything. Dials I think I'm behind it.
Dial.
I think I'm in it.
Dial.
I tried to
Old
make
Dial Dundee.
I tried to make pizza za.
Yeah, it's
In
tough.
Collider. Alex Marzoni still refers to it as za, so him and I are za buddies, but it
I had
never
a friend.
caught on.
Zaw's
I had
good.
a friend who made a movie called Zaw. It was about a pizza delivery guy.
Get out of here. Was it a horror movie?
Might as well be. Yeah.
I can't tell if this is another upside down W situation.
It's called an upside down W.
I'm
Mark.
not biting it. I'm sorry, Ken. I'm not biting.
Get used to it. You don't make when you know what the biggest difference between an M and a W is.
I know.
Yeah,
What?
me neither. I don't know.
The M's better?
Listen, my last name starts with an upside down W.
Look, there's a reason that the letters at the end of the alphabet are at the end of the alphabet.
Wow.
They're bench players.
Taking shots at X, Y, and Z, huh?
Z is it's cool to look at when you're 5, but when you grow up and you're an adult, you're like, there's a reason why it's 10 points on Words with Friends. It's because nobody ever needs to use it.
Zaw, a pizza movie.
Za, a pizza movie.
That's pretty.
My
Is that
friend-
Lou
my friend-
Santini?
My friend Manu Interreme. He was
Wait,
on
the
Star
guy's
Trek.
naming it is Z-Man?
Yeah.
Z-Man is the greatest pizza lover of
all.
all time, and to him, pizza's not just a way to make money. He dreams of opening his own pizza shop, and he faces the grim economic reality of giving away pizza when his boss gives him 24 hours to pay back the money he owes for all the free pizza. Will he be able to open his own place and pay back the boss, or will the evil? And that's the end of the description. I
think
don't
that's
hate this movie,
The same description as Plasterhead.
which I saw over there.
Correct. Our
Man.
buddy DJ Oldboy sent me a copy. I haven't seen that DVD, and I don't know where the one that I had is, but it's gone.
It's a horrific movie, horrific franchise. It's like Pumpkinhead. Remember those?
We could have
Yeah.
had many Plasterheads. I could have been the
He
longest
could have
running indie actor that keeps dying, but they keep bringing back
Yeah.
in a horror movie franchise. But yet we only got one single Plasterhead.
One
got
chance.
one
Only one
Plaster.
chance.
All
right.
there you go.
Let's go.
All right, let's do some videos that make me smile, and we can get out of here. Ken's out.
Dad needs to pee.
Dad does. That's usually me. All right, watch this. It's just the neighborhood dog. Like the neighborhood kids come over to hang out with the dogs.
What a life.
Oh, my
this
God.
dog.
He's like the hit of the neighborhood. They just let out the door, and the dog's like, "Hi,
Hi.
hey, sir, could you let out the dog?"
I'm
Yeah.
happy that he
His name's Ralphie.
Ralphie.
Come on.
What a
I can't
sweetheart.
put my arms down. Oh, that's the baby. I mean, come on. This is why you get a dog, and this is why come on, like the dog runs out and he's just friends with all the kids. Genius. The only dog in our neighborhood was Jinx, and he bit Brad Denenberger on the butt, and then he had to be tied to sewer lids because he was a crazy Weimaraner.
Brad Denenberger, huh? Wow.
I don't know. Brad Denenberger seems like he needs a bite on the bum.
Yeah.
I don't trust that name
Keep
at
that
all.
kid in line.
I love how excited they are right there.
I know. Everybody's like,
Oh, look
go,
at
come
that.
on, come on,
The
come on.
kids are wagging their tails. The dog's
Yeah.
wagging their tail.
All right, we got one more or two more? Okay.
2 more.
Two more. I watched This Is Me. The drunk husband came home,
Yes.
opened the oven, put chicken patties, and fell asleep. This is me.
Oh,
I've been
Mask
there.
still on. I mean, come on.
That's how you burn down a house, but it's funny.
But it's funny.
One time I woke up in my old studio apartment and the TV was off. The lights were off. I was on the floor and I woke up and there was a perfectly not one bite taken out of it Burger King chicken sandwich. full thing of fries. Like I got home, I set it up in the dark. I might have taken one bite of the sandwich and I passed out.
I woke up one time with a half-eaten bag of Tostitos and an unopened jar of queso. I was like, I ate the without the queso. That's what a fail.
You forgot the case.
Unbelievable. That's the name of my movie. You forgot.
It's the mark of a truly drunk man.
I watched this one a bunch of times.
Oh,
this
this
dad's
is
like,
good.
what'd you say, Mike?
That
He keeps talking.
is.
And then just goes, I meant to do that.
Yep.
How did he not pull his groin?
I mean, that is some really good groin work there. That is.
Is this for like a ring camera?
Yeah, totally.
What?
Oh, and rolled.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Pete?
So he's going in the
No,
shallow
let's talk about that
end.
offline if you could. Yeah.
Because
Hello.
Let me
Mad.
just take the socks off.
Yeah.
he's able to plant once he gets in the pool. So and there it goes. And
Oh.
he just slips. But that
That's
other leg
athleticism.
stands as his anchor until he can get his footing in the pool.
That's great.
But I mean, again, that looks like you're ripping your groin apart to me. Let's take a look at this one more time. He's going to go plant with his next left step is the bad one. Yeah, he just, I mean, that he couldn't execute that again if he tried.
That's a Barry Sanders football move right
What-
there.
yeah, 100%.
That football
That's
saved
how
his
Bo
tailbone.
Jackson broke his hip. Is that exact same
Yeah.
move right there?
Yeah.
Why are there fountains in the pool?
Because he clearly lives in some state where you can afford this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
this fancy pool.
I mean, he puts those fountains there because you hang out there, you sit on the pad, you sit in the shallow. That's where you have your drinks, and then you got the hot tub at the other end, and you got your flip area in the deep end.
What I
Everybody,
love
look at all
about-
the pool noodles
What
and
I
the
love about
floaties.
that hot tub is that hot tub has the access point where you can keep
The
going.
waterfall.
You keep going
Oh,
hot
yeah.
to cold
Totally.
and cold to hot.
the
That's
best.
fun.
Do you think he has a broken tailbone if he didn't have that football? 'Cause watch where it
'Cause-
lands.
Okay, so
It like saves.
What? Oh, he's
He
good.
does
Yeah, what
land
is
on the
that?
football.
Is that a Nerf football you just
He
got?
lands on the football.
I think it's a
Wait,
Nerf
the-
like pool football.
the more we
Wait a minute.
investigate
Yeah,
this,
let's take
This
a look.
is even
is the
better than we thought.
is he
Yeah.
holding a
He's
football
holding
in his arm?
something.
He's got it in his arm.
Yeah, he's got it in his
And then
arm.
Lance sits on
and
it.
he sits on it.
Yeah, that's a stunt that you can't really replicate.
Guys, we just broke down game film like we've never broken it down before.
Al, let's take a look here, Al. You can just steps
Because-
wrong.
Right there,
His-
you see he's got the football in
Boom!
his arm.
But he
Move-
transfers the football to his butt.
I'm telling you, man, if
First down, Steelers.
if that floor is a foot deeper in that pool, that guy's
Out.
groin is ripped. He's not landing on the football. He's probably cracking his head open.
Totally.
You know, I didn't know this until recently. There's regulations in certain states. I think California's one of them. Your pool, if you have a pool at your home, it can't be deeper than like 5 feet or something
Yeah,
like that.
because they outlaw diving boards in most states.
Yeah, my grandma's pool, you sink right to the bottom. You're going down 20, 30 feet.
I mean, my buddy's pool, diving board, a slide. It was like 10 feet deep. In the
Yeah.
I mean, people were drowning in there at kids' birthday parties.
Left and right.
Totally.
Well,
They-
thanks for tuning in.
Anyway,
that's
choose the
great.
positive, guys. Remember, if you're going to be out walking around on your cell phone near a pool, keep a football under your arm as to not break your tailbone or just be super athletic.
Be
Just
that
awesome.
guy's dad.
Be him. Thank you all for joining us here in the Positivity. Mark, tell the people where in Vegas you're going to be. Tell them to come see the shows, all that fun stuff.
I
And
will.
tell them about your blazer because you, sir, look nice.
This is the jacket.
Oh, sorry.
Although it can be confused as a dinner jacket.
It
sometimes.
looks very similar to that leather jacket I once gave you.
It is not the leather jacket, as you can feel. That is not leather. But
good jacket, though.
you're invited to the MGM Grand Casino and Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. Brad Garrett's Comedy Club is where I'll be September 6th through September 12th. Got some New York dates coming up. Might have a Frisco date.
Whoa.
Might have an Arizona date.
Oh.
Might mess around. We might do DC. Who knows?
What?
Who the hell knows?
What's the line? Mess around and something. It's a song lyric. Messed around.
Everybody doing the mess around?
Fool around.
The world.
No, it's like I messed around and I maybe fell in love.
Regulators, mount up.
Something. Anyway.
I spent a lot of money and I spent a lot of time. The trip we took to Hollywood is etched upon my mind.
Ooh.
After all the things we've done and seen, find another man, things you think are precious.
Welcome to the
understand.
jungle.
We've got fun.
We've
and
got
games.
fun and games. We've got everything you want.
I know Richard Cheese was in the house.
Ken was waiting to go to black there. No, whole song.
Hit it.
Sing the song, Ken.
Choose positivity every day. It's an act of choice. Call somebody, text them, send them a greeting card. Tell them you love them.
Freedom.
Choose it. It's ways to love than hate. Find the good. We'll see you on Tuesday. Enjoy the long weekend.